Kate.
I'm Ebong.
And I'm Sonia.
And today we're dishing with you from Rira Irish Pub, located at 4931 Elm Street in Bethesda, Maryland. And that Guinness is looking really good.
You are going to get knocked over for that shepherd's pie as soon as we're done.
All right,
with
that's
this.
okay, because I'm going to knock you over for the fish and chips, so we'll just go at crossroads.
I'm not going to have anything left. So our guest today is Dana Ayanna, who is Artistic Aya, otherwise known as Artistic Aya, which encompasses a whole plethora of things. So this is your company, so tell me a little bit about what this encompasses.
Well, I'm a huge fan of art, creating art and looking at art, and I always found myself gravitating towards drawing and painting figures. And so I started a fashion company that also incorporated art, and I started with actually jewelry design, paper jewelry design.
Yeah, like your necklace.
Yes, so part of it is paper and part of it is a new line that I started.
Wow. Okay.
So with the paper jewelry, I was studying fashion design, and my mother saw that I loved creating things. So she taught me how to roll these paper beads that her grandmother learned in Trinidad.
Wow.
So from there, I started experimenting with a lot of different papers, a lot of different techniques, and I launched the line in 2004, and it ended up in the Washington Post. And from there, it's been a whirlwind. It's been a great ride.
So can I touch the beads?
Of
can I invade your personal space?
It looks like it'd be really heavy, but I touched it before we came on. It's so light because it's paper.
But how do you keep from, because I'm a little rough on my stuff, so how do you keep it looking appropriately crumpled?
Yes. Well, there's a lot of different styles.
Artistically crumpled.
There's a lot of different styles, and I coat everything with a water-resistant gloss. I just tell people don't go swimming in your jewelry.
Okay. Which we shouldn't be doing anyway.
Exactly. So I say just treat it like fine jewelry. Store it in a nice container when you come home, and yeah, just.
So the gloss keeps it rigid in the same shape as you originally decided. So how did you decide to go from incorporating paper with metal and everything else? I'm sure you do use other materials as well. So how did you, why paper and?
I love the idea of using something that somebody else considers trash and turning it into treasure. It's something that I use when I work with kids in nonprofits, just coming from maybe a background that may not put you on the same level as other people, and achieving your potential and going as far as you can. So I incorporate that in my art, I incorporate that in my lifestyle, and it's something that I think is extremely unique.
And tell us about the clothes. How do you use that same aesthetic for your clothes?
Right. So my clothes are very conceptual. I don't make traditional suits. A lot of them have a purpose or a theme. So my last one was about identity, and it had a lot of layers, a lot of transparency, patterns.
Very onion-ish,
yes,
unveiling. Okay.
Definitely, and it's
totally into this.
It's to reflect kind of how we present ourselves to other people. Some of us present ourselves with absolutely nothing on, and most of us present ourselves with all these guards and layers and disguises. So it was sort of a way of kind of showcasing the disguises that we have in a way to get people to start stripping off and connecting more with each other.
That's deep.
That's very deep.
That's deep.
Not just paper.
Wow. Yeah.
We've had a number of local designers on the show, and our audience loves to hear about them because DC is a place where we keep hearing it's not a fashionable place, and
keep repeating it.
We've proven time and again that it's not true because we have so many great local designers that are being featured. What about the city inspires you?
Oh gosh, I am truly a city girl. I love this. I love the noise. I love the streets. I love graffiti. I just love taking it all in, and I would say my aesthetic has a very downtown vibe to it. It's something that I would say is chic, that's comparable to any city in the U.S. New York, London, Paris, anywhere. I love the city, and DC is one of the best cities. So.
Where can we find your clothing and your artistry in the city?
You can find it at Letty Gooch, which is 1517 U Street.
And you can also
and you can also purchase it online at www.artisticaya.com. And I'm working on getting into more boutiques in the area, and it's been in the National Building Museum before, and so with my new line, I'm going to start contacting some of my.
I remember that. So you go with jewelry, clothing. I'm figuring there's more.
Well, there is. There's also
photography, painting, everything else. Yeah.
There is. There's also painting.
Wow.
And I thought I needed to limit myself, but the truth is I love all of it, and I've gotten recognition from all of it. So I'm very excited about.
Can you give us a preview of the new line so we know what we should be looking for?
Well, I'll say there's a lot of sheer and transparent fabrics.
All right, so we've gone from layered to letting it all out. I like it.
I have no problem with that at all, actually.
Well, Dana, thank you so much for coming on with us. We love showcasing all the great things going on in the city, and you, of course, are one of those great things. So thank you so much. As always, thank you for joining us. You can follow us on Twitter at The District Dish or become a Facebook fan and tell us what you think about Dana's jewelry, photography, art, designs, and everything else. Thanks again, here on this episode of The District Dish.